GM, everybody, it's good to have you here joining us. I am your host, Crypto Nature. It's good to have you join everyone here. Yeah, like I said, you all know how we do it. It is a pleasure to be here. It is a pleasure to be here with you. I am your amazing host. Let's tag more people. Let's get more people to join. We'll be starting shortly. Let's get more people to join. Let's get more people to join. GM. As we wait for our speakers to join us, it's good to see each and every one of you here. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Let's wait for more people to join. Let's tag. Let's type. Piin community, I see you. Thank you for joining the space. Let's get more people to join. Let's get more people to join. Tag all your active community members. Let's get more people to join. Where is everybody today? Bless if people don't touch grass too early. Let's go, guys. Let's fucking go. You know how we do it out here, guys. Let's go. Today is going to be great. So today we are going to be looking at how the Israel and Iran war will affect the markets. So it's just going to be more of fundamental, trying to connect one or two dots together to see how it affects the overall market, affects the overall market. It's a privilege to have each and every one of you here. And I believe, and I'm very, very certain that you guys are gonna learn a lot from this space, a lot, big time. So I see another person join us. Good to have you join us. Incredible. I love the way the number is going up. Where is everybody? Kilo Shele. Where is everybody? Let's go, guys. Let's retweet. Let's retweet the space. Let's go, guys. So we'll be listening to this music as we wait for others to join us. It's gonna be great, guys. Wagmin, let's go. Let's go, let's get the Piin Army to join. Let's get everybody to join. Like I said, it's going to be great. Let's get more people to join. Let's go, guys. Let's receive. Let's get more people to join. If I speak English, you will. No worry. I don't want punish you. I want to punish you. If you see my baby, you go shut up. I'm gonna get too fine. Baby, make up for me, baby, like that. No. See me for me, oh, tomato. Put that thing back. Okay, we just have our speakers join us. So I'll be sending the mic. We'll be starting shortly, guys. We'll be starting shortly. As you all know, it's good to have you, Mr. Ogucha. I sent you the mic. Mr. Ogucha, if you can hear me, do you have to accept the mic? You just sent you the request now. Guys, let's tag. Let's get more people to join. Where is everybody today? Where is everybody? So we shall react if you can hear me. Drop a reaction if you can hear me. Thank you. So I'm bringing you up now. Let's go. Mr. Uche, I send you the mic. So guys, GM, welcome to today's space. It's a pleasure to have each and every one of you here. I remain your host, Crypto Nature, the founder of CNC DAO and the leading ambassador, or should I say, the voice of Piin in Africa. Yeah, I'm that voice of Piin in Africa, and we are pushing boundaries. We are going beyond boundaries, right? So today we'll be looking at the fundamentals of what's the fate of the crypto market, Iran and Israel war. Let's discuss the value of Piin. As you all know, the war between Israel and Iran is something that has been going on for the Asian people. If you have not been following, you definitely are missing out on some important news that can actually affect, or should I say, is currently having a tone in the market. But never, regardless, the impact in the market is not as huge as compared to when Israel invaded Gaza after the incident that happened in October 27th, right? Now it's been, should I say how many days? It's been like 5 days since the Israel-Iran war has started, and the market has been reacting negatively to everything. But still, Bitcoin has not break down below $100,000, which it's actually shocking to see. Most analysts were not actually expecting it to be this strong. So it shows that the maturity in the market, looking at how the market has reacts to the war and everything in prices and the rest, it shows that the maturity in the crypto space is at all-time high compared to back in those days. Back in those days, anything that looks negatively like war or fraud or hack, the market will just go down all of a sudden. But now we have seen more stability in the market. We have seen more stability. Just yesterday, crypto hack happened. Most of you did not still know. This exchange, an Iran-based exchange, was hacked and lost about $48 million. $48 million. So I'll be running us through some of the news that has been happening in Gaza and how the market is reacting to it, as well as we wait for more speakers to join us. So today we have cast order strike on Iran's regime, symbols and oppression forces. Israeli Defense Minister, right, which is Israel Katz, has ordered the military to ramp up strikes on targets in Tehran. We must strike all the symbols and the rest. So it simply means that the war is not stopping anytime soon. Looking at what is going on, just the warning we see Israel served Gaza before the full invasion of Gaza. We've also seen another notice is given to the people in Iran that they should evacuate their houses. So it simply means that the Israeli government are taking things to the next level, to the next level. So we don't know how the market will react to it for a fact, but like I said, the market is more mature more than ever. You get, so everything is now stabilized, but nevertheless, we might still experience a negative market movement if the war continues. And most especially if US decided to join the war. Talking about US joining the war or not, there has been so many rumors and so many tendency of US joining, and some people feel US will not join, and so on and so forth, but me personally, US don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. That's number one. US don't want it. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Yes, no president, no United States president will allow Iran to have nuclear weapon. But the talk now is, will they allow it now, or will they overlooking it, looking at how Russia and China, should I say, are in full support of the Iranian of the what's it called in Iran. Looking at how Russia citizens as well are part of the scientists helping Iran on their nuclear project, what exactly will be the fate of Israel, or should I say, what exactly will be the fate of Iran? Now, looking at this from this angle again, and this is why me personally I feel it will get to a point whereby the United States government will have to step in beyond support of logistics, be what's it called, an ammunition. Beyond support, they will either send boots on the ground or they start striking themselves. Now, this is why I feel it's very, very close to happening. If, and I repeat, if the Israeli government are not winning this battle, or it looks as if they are not going to win this battle, you get the point. In US best interest, they will want to step in. They will be able to step in. I'm not saying for a fact they will, but looking at how intentional they are about not wanting to see Iran get a nuclear weapon, they might decided to step in. Just yesterday, we also saw that the fastest and the most expensive, what's it called, bunker bomber was sent to Israel. If you are familiar with the B2 stealth spirit, what's it called, fighter jet, you will know that it is the most expensive, the fastest, and what's it called, um, yeah, the most expensive, the fastest, and one of the best military jets we have. I said we as if not me, but then the US have, which is worth $2.1 billion. So it shows you that there is more. There is more. Yeah, Oguche, you are laughing. Nigeria don't have anything like that. We don't actually have it. The US have it. I think they are the only country that has that that military jet in the entire world. Yet it can stay on air for 24 hours. Looking at how it was designed, it can refuel on the sky and so on and so forth. You get, that is the only jet that can strategically destroy underground bunkers. So the reason why it was even sent to Israel is because it is believed that some of the nuclear facilities, and then where some of the hypersonic missiles are being hidden, or should I say stored, are deep buried under the mountains. So normal jets cannot explode it. All these F2 fighter jets cannot actually affect it, except for that one, which, like I said, Israeli has given, like, is it a 48 hours notice, a 24 hours notice. Nobody knows what will happen. You get it? Since after the strike on Israel, which actually destroyed their hospital and their intelligence department, the structure there, Israel has not retaliated yet. Israel has not retaliated yet. So we are fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. But like I said, there will be a lot of FOMOs. Some people will actually dump. Like I said, market is not good for the market, especially the financial system. War is not good for the financial system. Guys, I've been talking. I've seen some of our speakers joining in. A whole lot of them are having busy schedules. I see Eminence. It's good to have you join us. I see Oguche, like I said, and I see Nano Conflex. Good to have you join, everyone of you join us. So, let's go down to business. So I'll be passing the mic to Oguche now. Let's hear his general take on how this war will affect the crypto market, either negatively or positively, if there is any positive side to it. Smiley, I would love to invite you to the speaker role. We'd love to have a female voice. I like your PFP, by the way. So, Oguche, you have the mic now.
All right, Jam, everybody. Nice to be here again. A big shout out to our sponsor, Piin, then to our host, Crypto Nature, and our co-host, Nano. Thank you for joining us. My own contribution to the fate of cryptocurrency in this Iran and Israel war is negatively. The negative aspect is like crypto nature rightly pointed out, war is actually not good for the financial market, not just cryptocurrency, but financial market, the global financial market in general. And we saw that the day that Israel launched an attack against Iran, we saw that BTC declined 4%. That is a whole lot, declined 4%. And ever since then, BTC have been struggling, it has been struggling. But one of the reason why you see that BTC is still holding up and then altcoins keep falling is because um, BTC is also called the digital gold. All right. So you see, I believe currently now Iran will be hedging their their currency with BTC. I know it won't be published, but just I got to know this from what happened when Ukraine and Russia were fighting. We saw how crypto transaction from Russia and then that of Ukraine increased because they were trying, especially when US was sanctioning Russia. It was Bitcoin, it was crypto they were using to 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 stabilize everything. All right. So the negative aspect is that yes, crypto is not going to be good for crypto, especially altcoins. But at the latter run, like we are seeing now that BTC is getting stabilized. BTC is getting stabilized because they are using it as a hedge for their own currency too. And then the major positive news for us is that it will give us entry. It will give us good entry, all right, especially into altcoins, all right, because altcoins, the reason why altcoins are bleeding so badly is because they are not, how do I put it? They are not looking at altcoins as a measure of value. They are not seeing it as a means of storing value yet as BTC. So the positive aspect of this war for us is that it will give us entry, especially newbies. You know, we that have been holding since for the past 2 years. It's not well, it's well. But newbies coming in now, what you use 2K, what you use 1K, $500 to buy with their 60, $50, they can get same thing. All right. So that would be the positive aspect for us. Those people getting to know about Pi now, they are lucky because they are going to get it at a giveaway price because of the war that is happening and everything. But once the war comes to an end, we'll see that everything will start getting back. We'll start getting back. So for now, that is my take on the Iran and Israel war and the fate of cryptocurrency. Thank you. Nature, are you-
My host, are you there, sir?
maybe he's having a network challenge. Don't know.
All right, no problem. GM, everybody. Sorry I dropped in very, very late. Nano Conflicts, the voice behind the account. Thank you for joining us this morning, the Pine community. Shout out to everyone on the speaker role. We have a very interesting topic here today, and for the past 1 week, it's been heated in the real world. Israel, like I call them, the small terrorists. Israel is a little country holding whole of the Middle East at ransom, and right now it's getting lit, both figuratively and what's it called, actually getting lit, right? Missile firing, we've seen threats, and now there's a 48-hour notice on Iran. So it's getting really heated, and it's no real news. It's no hidden fact that the US are the biggest sponsors for Israel. So right now it's more of a war between the US and the whole of the Middle East. A lot of things going down. BTC dropped at some point, now being stable, and then they said all is fair in love and war, right? So as much as there is loss of lives, loss of property, somebody somewhere or a group somewhere, no hidden fact, has something to benefit from all this, because this is a conflict of interest. Somebody's benefit is or somebody's interest has been trespassed, and now there is a disagreement. So for those of you joining or new to this space, this is something we do every Friday with our sponsors, the Piin token. Piin is a meme coin built on the Bitcoin ecosystem. That's BRC20, and also on Solana ecosystem. You can get your Piin tokens from Phantom. All you simply do is copy the CA, paste it on your Phantom wallet, and then you get your wallet address and make your purchases. I don't know why our host is logging. I know he has lots and lots of interesting things to tell us about, to ask about, but I'll just freestyle the space as the co-host, even though I'm a little bit unprepared for this. So Smiley, let's hear your voice. Good morning.
Hi y'all, good morning. Um, what's up, crypto? Uh, nature. What's up? Okay, so I saw the topic earlier regarding the effects of the war between Iran and Israel on the crypto space. So basically, yeah, we've seen this. I would say we've seen this play out before, right? The panic, the red candles, the sell-offs. But one thing I want you to not forget is that we've also seen the massive comeback. When the Ukraine and Russia war was setting off, there were massive thoughts regarding the effects it would have on the stock market and the effect it will have on crypto. See, I don't know what's going on with this industry at the moment because we were like more bullish back then, right? Than we are currently. And not to forget, NATO was also kind of trying to be in the middle of the war with Ukraine and Russia. The US was funding Ukraine. The all of EU were also backing Ukraine, but we never saw this much panic or fraud, or I don't even know what it is. So is it because the market is at a very delicate spot? Yes. So back then we were in the trenches. Like BTC was what 30K. Like everybody knew that we could not go lower than this. I don't know. Maybe it was the confidence that yeah, definitely we cannot go lower than where we're coming from. But the market is at a very delicate place right now because Bitcoin is trading above $100,000, right? So there is a lot of room for Bitcoin to drop. That's why we're so tensed up. That's why everyone is speculating in the market in those current conditions. And the reason is because everybody thinks we're at the top. Yes. But time, we also think we're going higher. But we know there will be retracements in the market before we go higher. Nobody wants to go, nobody wants to go below in that dip. Everybody thinks when the market crashes, they will be there to buy the dip. You feel me? But nobody has to buy right now. And this whole war thing, this is not the first instance. I would say the conflict between Iran and Israel is like I don't think it's as major as the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, because when the war with Russia and Ukraine started, the precedents for conflicts was more higher. Probabilities of the US going to war with Russia over that shit. Unlike now, Iran, I wouldn't say that they're like world power compared to Russia. You feel me? So Iran and Israel, they're like, okay, they're like puppets in the pod compared to having two world powers and other world powers in the EU fight for one country. Okay, so the effects this is having on crypto, I wouldn't say that much effect, right? I think we're just starting to realize that crypto isn't really in a bad shape. War or no war, crypto is not in a bad shape. We are getting the effects of our own, I won't say me per se. Okay, I think that's time up. So I'll drop the mic and let someone else continue.
All right, thank you so much, Smiley. I'll still come back to you though, but then, I like the approach to this. She looked at it from a positive light. She said, we've been worse before, right? We've been worse. We were in the trenches before, but now like trading over $100K. So even if there's to be, um some sort of crash or decline, it's not going to be as bad as something we haven't seen before. That's a new perspective to this, in my opinion. I didn't see it this way. So what you mean is, no matter how bad it is, we can't go back to $10,000 per BTC. That's a good way to look at it. So, Mr. Oguche, you are more of an analyst kind of person, right? So I would ask you, but this is more of a straightforward question. Okay, if for example, let's assume where we are now, over $100,000, and then let's assume tomorrow morning we start trading at, let's say, 70. Would you consider that a huge decline, or some form of bad drop, or it's still very much sane?
Okay. For me, it's a huge decline, but like Smile said, we we've not reached the trenches we used to be, right? But that is a huge decline, and I'm telling you, if we trade at 70K or below 70K, I'm telling you that dip it won't last, because institutions are going to quickly whale it up. Now
All
they
right,
might
thank
join
you. Yeah, go on, Chief.
point. But I saw where a way just placed just longed BTC with a 20x leverage. So we are also seeing some of these things that we are seeing. They are signs that people's attention is drawn to BTC and then the crypto market. So I'll see it as an opportunity. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. So it's an opportunity, right? Like I said, all is fair in love and war. There's a decline. To some people, it's bad. To others, it's an opportunity to stack up more. So let's quickly get a rundown of some major headlines in the crypto world this week. There's been another hack, kind of. A North Korean hacker posed as a Coinbase recruiter to steal crypto, using a Trojan horse virus. Then, in Arizona, USA, lawmakers are reviewing the Bitcoin reserve bill. So, according to estimations, in about a month's time, we'll know whether the bill is going to be passed in Arizona. So I think the US is taking it one state at a time right now. So we hope for good news on that. hopefully the bill passes and then we get them to move some of their treasury to Bitcoin reserves. I'm absolutely bullish about that. Then Mango Network, the airdrop is to be supplied 5% of the token supply will be used as airdrop. For those who do not know the Mango Network, it's been something that everyone's eyes have been on for some time now, and they're actually going to deliver. All right. So quickly, let me give the mic to other speakers. Let's hear from you. I think we have a Chinese speaker. I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry, but then you can have the mic. Let's hear your voice. Good morning. Good afternoon. Seems this one is shy. Pine Sky. Good morning. Let's hear your voice.
GM, I don't think our Chinese, what's it called, community member can speak to us, but it's good to have them on the speaker row, Sha. GM, everybody. So, Smiley, I really love her take on the whole issue, and then looking at how she view it, she did justice somehow to that. So, guys, I'm back. I'm back. So sorry. I am so bad. So, like, let's look at it from this angle again. So now I'm going to ask you this: did you think if US should get involved in this war, we will see more like a heavy crash in the crypto market? That's number one. And what is the probability of US joining this war?
All right, Chief. So for my take, we're going to break this into two parts. Firstly, we'll take it from US as a nation one, then we'll treat it from Trump as a person two. Now, the US definitely would get involved. When it was Russia and Ukraine, I think US involvement was a little bit slow because as at then I think it was Biden in power. Biden was really a strategist when it came to trying to cross a deal between two countries. Unlike Trump, we saw when Trump came in how swiftly he intervened in the Ukraine-Russia war, having a meeting with Putin and then holding Zelensky at a threat. Yeah, so now the US obviously are already involved because in the whole of the Middle East, the Israel is the only country fully backed and supported when it comes to military resources by the US. And now you have that country at war with another country. So definitely the US is already involved. It's just a matter of time for them to take the center stage. Because right now, like Smiley said, this is more of a puppet show, right? So it's US Israel doing the fighting, it's US supplying the arms. But then very quickly, if things begin to go sideways, the US is going to go full scale into the battlefront, show their face, and then play the game. Now, Trump, for that concern, when it comes to crypto, if the US should get involved, probably we'll see some spikes, red candles, green candles, because obviously, whether you like it or not, arms, ammunitions, and so on, most of these transactions are no longer done with physical cash, they are not done with digital payments, which of course, Bitcoin is first choice, right? Now, treating it as Trump as a person, now Trump has been the most influential man of the year in the crypto market, and now his influence is actually looking so negative because a few months ago we saw he makes a positive comment, the market takes a negative turn. So now him as the president calling a shot to get involved in the war, and he's the biggest crypto influencer right now, but then in a negative aspect, which means that probably he's should I say haters now, because now it's more like an open thing that he has big time haters, could actually read that as always the wrong sign, and then the market takes a decline. So it's two ways. US getting involved as a world power. Obviously, there's going to be movement of funds in order to get resources, oil, and all that. Positive for the whole financial market. But then now narrowing it down to Trump as the figurehead, he has been influential, but now his influence is more of a negative drive. So him pushing involvement may be negative for us in the crypto market. That's my take on it, sir. Host, are you there? Can anybody hear him or hear me?
He's probably rubbing again.
Oh, he's rugging again. Okay. So you, Mr. Oguche, I would like to have your take on that same question also.
Okay. Looking at the Iran and Israel war, will the US get involved, or what is the probability of them getting involved? Um, from my own angle, I'm seeing that US will not interfere, because if they can support Israel, but it's going to be underground. Whatsoever they are doing, they're really involved into that, because they know what that could cause. They know um the way the way, countries, they have allies. So if US, the allies of Iran also will get involved, and that will be very nice. So what US, Israel underground. So from my own perspective, and then looking at the whole scenario, US is not going to get involved. They are not going to get involved directly. So that is my own take on that. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Nature, are you back?
Okay.
Yeah, can you
Then
hear
I
me?
said Israel will not. Yes, nature, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Let me confirm this. Is my background that noisy?
No, no.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Uche, you can
No.
continue, please.
Okay. Like I was saying, I said the US are not going to get involved directly. They are going to be helping the Israel underground. That is what they are going to do, because they know the implications, that if they get involved, it can the war is going to escalate. And how is it going to escalate? You see, Iran allies or allies getting involved in the war, because each country that exists, they partner with other countries for help and then for assistance. So US getting involved is going to be a whole lot. And also, if US get involved in this war, is going to affect the crypto market badly. It is going to. It's going to affect it very badly from my own perspective. So that is my take on it.
Okay, thank you so much. Over the past few days, the escalation in the Israel and Iran war, and then the rapidly increasing tension in the Middle East entirely, is something that is drawing a whole lot of attention, with different countries, different world power taking side. We can see some side are supporting Iran, what's it called? Yeah, Iran, while others are in support of Israel. Now, with thank you, with China and Russia solemnly and strongly behind Iran. Now, the question now leads to the fact that if you have been following the news, was it yesterday? The president of Russia, which is Vladimir Putin, was interviewed, and he was asked if the Russians in Iran will be evacuated and the rest. And this is what he said. He said Russian scientists are helping Iran in their nuclear program, even with the fact that US are not in support of it. And US as a world power are not in support of it. That's number one, right? Vladimir Putin now come out to say clearly that he is not evacuating any of his citizens, not even the scientists helping out in the program. And he said some of those scientists are in the bunker and in the labs, making it more difficult now for either Israel or US to intervene. But like I said, do you think, and I'm asking this question so that we'll know now, do you think the US will still want to intervene, even with the fact that Russia is now claiming that they have their people, which is their scientists, working in Iran to strike those nuclear facilities? Now, what is your take? And I also want to hear from Oguche. Do you think go ahead to strike, or Israel will go ahead to strike those facilities, which as well it might claim the lives of Russian citizens?
Okay, like I said before, the war between Russia and Ukraine was slow paced, and then the US involvement was not really felt or seen because it was Biden. Biden is not a man of strategy when it comes to holding somebody by the neck when they need your help, unlike Trump. Now, if we can take our minds back, I think about a month or two ago, this same Israel against Palestine, right? It was on for months, and then Trump came in. He took over the Gaza Strip, right? Because he settled the whole. He didn't really settle. He just gave them some kind of threats, and everybody pulled back. Then I think few months after that, or weeks after that, we saw this same Trump on national TV order the execution of a whole area, like rain missiles on it, and make sure nothing comes out. And when he was asked, they said there could be people, innocent people there. There could be people that were taking hostages and everything. He said, according to his intelligence, that place is packed full with members. I think it's the Hamas, right? Members of the Hamas. So if you are there, he's sorry. His intelligence source said Hamas. And right on national TV, he gave the order. And in front of the press, they were watching and they saw the missiles rain and clear out the area. So this man is not so afraid at the moment. He is not afraid of going to war with the whole world. I mean, this guy pulled a trade tariff war with clear instructions telling Europe, I'm pulling out all my military support because I am one country. I can't give military support to the whole of Europe. And then I think he called them weak or so. On national TV, this guy is not afraid to take what do I call it now? To take strategic moves. The reason he feels is a threat for more nuclear weapons to be created in the Middle East is because he only has one ally in the Middle East, Israel, in the middle of all Arab nations. And now Arab nations are beginning to acquire the power to build nuclear weapons using technology from Russia and China. So it's like you are preparing things to kill me, and now the first people you are going after are my allies in the region. So this is like you want to cut off my eyes and ears in that region, kind of thing. And we know the US, they are not people to actually gamble with their power. As far as they feel threatened, they will go for it. And now they have a president who is not afraid to go for it. So the 48 hours notice, I feel like it's the beginning of something big, because in 48 hours, if they should actually take this
strikes they've threatened they are going to take, it's going to actually cripple Iran. And then if there is a strike back, obviously, as of I think 2 days ago, Israel, they lost most of their drone coverage also. So which means if Iran should strike back again, there's going to be more casualties. And then I'm telling you, the US, they are going to straight up come into this battle.
Man, I love the way you are coming at this, to be honest. I love the analysis and I love the approach. You get, I guess all this while to some extent, I'm beginning to feel as if the US is now becoming weak, looking at how China are coming at it, looking at how Russia are behaving, and it's just like US are just talking and then they are not doing anything much. But from this angle which you just highlighted, I feel there is still more than what we the civilians are expecting, than what Trump is actually doing, because it's been 2 weeks since all the strategic positioning for the military, from be it from the navy, be it from their base within Iran and outside Iran. You get, US is one of the country that has the highest number of military base outside their country, stretching to 55 base outside its own country, and having around I think close to 3 base within Iran and neighboring countries like Israel and other countries like that close to Iran. So it simply means that US can invade and attack any Middle East country at a go. They can invade and attack every military country as a whole. But now, no, never steal the fact that I also want you to look at this. US is a country that is full of lots of sorry, I don't know if this is the right word to use, but I'll say emotional citizens. You get, now Donald Trump has not yet given the green light, but the move alone has drawn a whole lot of eyebrows from the what's it called, from the Democrats, calling him a warlord, calling him what's it called? There's this name they used to describe, saying that US must not do the bidding of Israel, saying that Israel war is Israel war, US has no stake on it, and it's beginning to bring a whole lot of mini tension within the state. Don't you think that is something that is possibly holding Donald Trump back from actually giving the green light? Looking at the fact that they have their ship in place, they have their drones, they have their ship, everything is ready. It's just for him to give that final order, even as their Minister of Defense has said it during one of their press conference. So what exactly did you think is making him hold back, even after having all the strategic advantage to actually strike Iran?
All right, thank you, Chief. See, the thing is, puppets, like Smiley said, puppets, right? So I don't know, like over the years, this US Israel relationship, I think every president handing over has had to question the relationship, because really it's not like, apart from what's it called now, Israel being the first touch base for any US move to the Middle East. Apart from that, there is no clear and important what's the word, service that Israel performs for the US, and of which they are one of the smallest and weakest nations in the Middle East. But then on US ally list, Israel is top one. They do not need to hold meetings for them to send military support. They don't need to hold meetings for them to send what's it called, I think financial relief aids and so on. So the relationship is not understood fully, but then the support is massive. Now, for coming to Trump, the man, you can call him anything you want to call him. That guy is a tyrant. He just finished a battle with his biggest sponsor. I Nothing scares this guy. Nothing scares him. I feel like he's just probably, on a personal note, he has a milestone he has set, and when they hit that milestone, he's going to take the action. I don't think he's somebody that is what's the word now? Is controlled by what others say. It's obvious now. He's not controlled by what any other person says. He's controlled by what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, and why he wants to do it.
Wow, I love this. I love the input. Mnet guy, I've been sending you the mic. It looks like your network is rugging. So I'll still send you the mic once again. So Mr. Oguche, this question is to you now. This question is to you. This question is to you. Now I'm gonna ask you this question. And like I said, this is just everything we are saying on this page is from our own point of view. It is just we sharing our thoughts, right? Given the probabilities of what could happen, what is happening, and so on and so forth, right? So, Mr. Oguche, do you think if for any reason, after the 48 hours notice, and Russian citizens were fined, or should I say, in the midst of the missile bombing, and some of Russia's citizens were killed, do you think the Russians will move to fully get involved in this war as one of the strongest world power behind Iran? Because looking at it now, Israel, US is the firstborn, and they are the number one power, world power. Then we now have Russia supporting Iran. Did you think if for any reason a Russian citizen should die or should be caught in the crossfire, Russia will now step up to get involved in this war actively? When I say actively, it's beyond logistics now, sending military support full time. What do you think?
Um, um, Based on should I say analysis and then logic reasoning, for France doesn't cherish their citizens as US, because if you see when Iran wanted launch, you hear Trump repeatedly saying if they that against any US base, like he kept repeating that thing. He kept posting it, he kept saying it, he kept saying all those have value for their citizens. That is one of the things I must applaud the US. They value their citizens to the core. I haven't heard anything from the Russians actually. So for me, because if you don't say it, it means you cannot do it. Yes, if you are scared of saying it, you cannot do it. And like now, Trump actually he fears nobody. You know, when somebody say he doesn't fear any, he doesn't fear anybody. So you see, anything, me personally, I believe that what you can't say, you can't do it. Do it. Right? So for me, Russian, Russian or Russia as a country, we know one or even citizens have been killed. And I want to also come from an angle. I'm still on the take that US is okay to threaten for them to go to they like for them. But I believe they are not going to strike because they know what is involved. As much as the US is also secretly afraid of Russians. So I believe from my own perspective, won't strike. They are just threatening Iran for them to surrender, for them not to go far, and the rest of it. So that is my own take.
Wow. I guess Ogujoy just said something that I believe millions of people around the world and some of the Iranian citizens also believe. Like I said majority of people are now looking at US as a weak country, as a weak country, because somebody was telling me that the US military strength, or should I say now, the US is not as strong as what people believe they are. that most of the fear is just based on propaganda. You get the point? And they are capitalizing on their past glory, blah, 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 blah. That the US is not as strong as that. And like I said, if people start having this kind of thought, this kind of impression about a powerful nation, it makes them start making decisions or start doing things that literally somehow they wouldn't have dared to do it. Because people still believe if US is still as strong as they say they are, they should have neutralized they should have neutralized the nuclear threat from day one. And here they are today still waggling and still talking about Iran is a threat, they are not supposed to have it, blah 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 blah. Now the thing all boils down to this: is how I see it. You will agree with me, Nano. I don't know, but if you follow the news carefully, Oguche, you will realize that US are also having internal disputes, most especially when it comes to the issue of invading Iran. Now, US citizens, I'll still come back to what you said about US being scared of Russia. I guess I'll still come back to that. But guess what? We have seen a whole lot of people making videos that the American taxpayers are not paying tax for US to defend Israel. And some of the reasons people are bringing up is one of the reasons that Nano Conflict has stated, which is what exactly are we getting from this nation that is costing us so much to defend? You get the point. That has been one of the major questions. And like I tell you, no what's it called? No government official has come out clearly to state the overall benefit you get that Israel is to the US. You get, nobody has come out clearly to state that. But yet, Americans are spending thousands and millions, it's not even millions, running into billions of dollars annually just to keep Israel as a country alive and up running. Now, the Iron Dome system is one of the most expensive air defense systems. You will get to understand that the Israel are not the one funding that program. They are not the one funding it. Ever since the Iran and Israel war started, it cost Israel roughly $280 million every day to intercept missiles from Iran. Missiles from Iran. I guess it's been only 4 days now, right? It's been only 4 days, I'll be 5 days now, right? Am I correct? Yesterday was the 5th day, today should be the 6th day since the Iran-Israel war have started. But based on estimates, right, Israel has spent $1 billion, $1 billion to defend herself from the incoming missiles from Iran. And Iran has sent over 400 missiles to Israel. The sum total of what they spend to launch those missiles to Israel is less than, I guess it's just roughly a little bit roughly above $100 million. So imagine using 1 billion solid US dollars to defend an attack that just cost your enemy what? 100 million. You get the point? So you now realize that how sustainable is this system? How sustainable is this system? And mind you, your enemies themselves have thousands and thousands of missiles. So if they should decide today to send 100, or should I say 500 ballistic missiles and hypersonic missiles, you will agree with me that the tendency of Iron Dome intercepting those missiles is very, very little. Very, very little. They now also get to discover and understand the fault in the Iron Dome system. You get the point. Now, the question boils down to how sustainable is this? Do you think the US taxpayers will allow? Now, there's difference between military pressure and then the public pressure. It is easy for Americans now to just wake up one morning and hit the street and start protesting. And the US Congress will have no choice than to restrain the support. And when the support and funding is not there, you will agree with me that Israel might no longer survive. That is why I kept saying beyond military strength, money is what wins war. Money is what wins the battle. You get the point. Money is what wins war. Now let's come back to the question. Do you think the Israel now, we know that the benefit, there might be something that the US are benefiting from Israel. You get the point. There must be something, but it is not something that might be clear to the general public, but I believe there is something, right? Now the question is, do you think the US will keep on supporting them? And hey, I'm talking about US being scared of Russia. I feel I feel scared is not the right word to use. Scared is not the right word to use. And this is why I feel so. Now, yes, Russia is second in terms of world power after US. We can't dispute that, right? Russia is second. Another thing you get to understand is that US as the world power, should I say, many people are looking up to US. So, first, they have to approach it in a diplomatic way, try every means of diplomacy possible. If it didn't work, then going into war will be the last thing they will want to do. You get the point? Because, like I said, war is expensive for both parties, and nobody will just want to go into war without trying other alternatives. You get the point? And mind you, US cannot go to war and at the same time supporting Ukraine and at the same time supporting what? Israel. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But another thing is US, I don't think US are scared. And it will not stop them from interfering if it looks like Israel cannot handle this on their own. Because like I said, Israel is the most trusted ally of the United States in in the east, right? In the east. Now, that is a lot. Me, I even feel this is the value of Israel. That is a lot already. I think as outside US, Israel has the second best intelligence system ever. You cannot even deny that fact. Israel has the second best intelligence ever. It is to show you how accurate their intelligence system is. The first day of the strike, they neutralized 5 top generals. No, this is not beans. Now, this is a country that has been in war.
He's rocking. All right, it looks like nature is rocking. So, Eminent, can we have your take on the topic for today?
All right, GM guys. I believe you guys can hear me, right? Okay.
Loud and clear.
All right. It's quite unfortunate that our host and co-host are having network issues today. I'm not also an exception, honestly. I'm really struggling with my network today. But the topic of today is actually it's crucial, very crucial, and should I say essential to the crypto market and stock market generally. Okay. Because when two nations are at war, we all know that it always have a negative impact on the stock market and crypto markets. Sorry. Okay, so my take on this is still not different from what Oguchi have said at the beginning of the space. This is actually a entry moment for newbies, because I don't know why how do I put it now? Those who have been into the crypto markets for years will be shouting that there are red candles everywhere, and newbies are also shouting that there are red candles. Please utilize this opportunity and dive in. Hold as many altcoins as you can. Buy-in is a very profitable one, and my financial advice is to hold as much as possible. Okay, and talking about US going stepping into this or not,